as opposed to... Of course, my last name is French. My grandmother was 100% French. I loved being in France. Why would I not want to be here? This is great for me. I mean, you know, when you're an American and you say you have French blood in you, people tend to say, like, who cares? But, you know, I like being here.
Une question pour le sketch de Leclerc. Ça vous fait quoi de jouer au Sonisphere avec ces camarades?
En français ou en anglais? Bah, c'est comme un... jouer avec les 4 groupes qui vont le plus influencer. Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth are one of my main influences. You know, I play this music because of the band. So it's a great honor to be on this ensemble.
My question was watching so much, and what is the feeling, you know,
yeah, I think it's a very big honor, actually. Yeah, it's a huge honor, actually. It's nice to be here, so as well today. These guys, I've never seen them live, actually. Maybe today I will.
It is. I'm right here.
Well, back to my evil jam, being predictable. Are you thinking about something being not predictable?
Being unpredictable is pretty predictable, isn't it? You know, I gotta tell you, man, the time that we have to play on stage is limited. There's only so much time each day for us to be on stage. It's clearly Metallica is the headliner, and we have our hierarchy in heavy metal. And in certain cities, it's different. Certain cities, you know, like tonight, we play after Slayer. In other cities, for the majority, we play before Slayer. And that is entirely up to the guys in Metallica if they want us to come up and use their time on stage. You know, if Lars and James wanted to play for 5 hours, they can do it. That's up to them. Fortunately, they're not like excellent, so we get to actually watch them play.
Open question to everybody. Have you heard the French bands that are going to be on the ticket for the festival, and what do you think about them?
I don't know who's playing. Yeah.
Okay, so now you have to talk all together, give some figures.
We are very happy and proud that Dave and Tom, which was not aware 10 days ago, 12 days ago, that this will take place tonight. This idea came from Olivier, which invited you, all of you, and I think it's a pretty nice idea. And Dave and Tom, very nicely, and you guys, and you also, of course, very nicely agreed to come, to say hello, to present, to stay 5 minutes with you. Especially, you know how difficult it is when bands are due to go on stage. Usually they want to stay a bit quiet, a bit in peace. But Dave and Tom agree very, very nicely. And again, thank you to stay with you 5-10 minutes. So, well, they will know about the bill as soon we tell them. And if you have no more questions, and if you don't mind, I like Tom and Dave to go and have some rest in their dressing room, if you agree.
Sure.
Because, well, it's nice of them to have said yes. To come a little bit earlier.
We got some catching up to do.
Sorry?
We got some catching up to do.
Okay, so if you have any more questions, if you need anything.
One last point. I would like you to explain first what is the difference between playing inside your show and playing the festival?
The difference?
Yes. Well, for you as a band, do you play differently because you have the same audience, or you only have a limited time to convince the audience?
Well, we don't play differently, but the sound is different, because when you're inside of an enclosed building, you have a reflection of the sound coming back, so sometimes the sound isn't quite as clear as you'd like it to be. And then when you're playing outdoors and there's no slap back, it doesn't have the same ambiance sometimes. It's very dead sounding, like when you're recording in a studio and you have that dead sound. So as a professional musician, you need to be able to make that balance. You know, we go from indoors to outdoors all the time together, and that is probably the most difficult thing for us as touring musicians, just to get used to being on stage. You know, we'll be in a place on the stage, it'll be solid concrete, the next day it'll be scaffolding, the next day it'll be some piece of crap made out of wood. You know, and it changes all the time. And fortunately for us, we have a very top-notch touring staff that really makes us sound great. Now, our sound's totally different from Slayer's sound. Slayer's sound's really powerful and bombastic, and our sound is not quite as loud and a little bit different sounding. So that works really well when you headline. As you build, you know, the volume also increases. So we try to make the best use when we're indoors, so that we don't, you know, ruin the acoustics in there, because sometimes you get a lot of feedback inside too. But as far as the playing part, there's no difference.
Only a few years ago, the idea to have Slayer and Megadeth touring together would have been like a common thing. How is it going? When the idea to join the band together?
Wants to know how we're getting along.
How we getting along? I think we're getting along great.
Yeah. I mean, we're having a good time. I think, you know, like I've said in the past in the press, you know, that whole problem was something that I had said. I was trying to be funny, and it wasn't funny. It was actually, you know, sometimes you could tell a joke, and it's funny. Sometimes it's not, and it wasn't funny, and it was regrettable. And I've you know, made amends to the guys in Slayer, and I think that we're back on even ground now, and the way that the Carnage tours have been going around the world, I don't see any problem at all. I mean, I too wish that Jeff was here. I like Gary Holt, but you know, Slayer, you just come to rely on the four of them. They've never really, you know, when I see Slayer, I picture the four of them. It's kind of hard to picture somebody else, you know.
Yeah, but no, if you know, everything's good. You know what I mean? You grow up. I mean, you grow up and you mature. You know, we're adults. Life goes on. Life is too short to have aggression towards someone, be angry at someone. It's time to be happy, guys. Smile.
Plus, we were kids back then when all that happened. We were in our 20s, and that was a very long time.
We're still kids. It's not about age.
I can't hear you, bud. Was it need for me? Need? I don't think so. Want? Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, I mean, it's such a pain in the ass when you meet somebody and they say, oh, God, I thought you were a real asshole, you know, or something like that, or I thought you were going to be mean, or something like that, and they find out different. You know, I've changed a lot over the years, and for me, you know, it really helped me put a lot of the stories straight. You know, for the longest time, people thought that I kicked James' dog. You know, it's the other way around. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we got set straight. But I think if you write a book and you gloss over stuff, and you don't tell about some of the sad stuff, and you don't tell about some of the sick stuff, that people will say, it's not a memoir. This is like, you know, it's just self-indulgent story, you know, and I wanted to tell the truth about what had happened. Are we done?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
C'est votre cognac.